Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook for the week. Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Investments Limited, and as I speak to all of you all this Monday morning at around about 10:15, markets given up the rallies that we've seen last week post the little bit of calm in the Middle East, and rightfully so. We've rallied quite a bit from the lows that we saw very recently to the levels that we saw in the recent past last week, especially on Friday. Marginally downtake on the markets, but nothing really to worry about. But the outlook remains positive for the market now that we have given out and broken out of the resistance level. So there might be a very brief period of consolidation and the markets are likely to move up. The reason for the up move is, as we all know, relative calm in the Middle East, which can give more fuel to the markets globally, including our markets, after a brief period of consolidation to move upwards. Crude oil prices, which were almost about $80 a barrel till some time back, has now settled down. $76 a barrel is Brent, and beg your pardon, $67 a barrel is Brent. $67 per barrel is Brent, and $65 per barrel is NYMEX. So this is extremely positive. Likely possibility of a further downtake. India Volatility Index has also cooled off. 12.74, the last that I saw, with a downtick, with a move of about 3 odd percent, but well below 30 on India VIX will indicates that there is lower level of volatility in the market. In terms of triggers, I think this week there are a couple of triggers. In fact, first is the trigger in form of the deadline set aside by the US President, Mr. Donald Trump. Uh, we are likely to see that in the next about week to 10 days time, and in the same time frame we are also going to see a curtain raiser for the equity markets in terms of first quarter earnings this new financial year. The expectation is that we should do a little bit better compared to the fourth and the third quarter last financial year. Uh, Numbers will only tell us in detail as to company specific and sector specific, which all have done well. But we believe that certain sectors will likely to continue in terms of positivities. For example, banking, BFSI segment is likely to do well. Cement sector, power, defense, cap goods, engineering. These are some sectors. FMCG on fallback of consumption. Of course, semi-urban rural consumption is likely to trick in a little bit later, but all these sectors are likely to do well. Spotlight will definitely be on defense, cap goods, engineering, power, and BFSI segment. Primarily, this is something that we expect in terms of performance to do well. So, and of course, in the near term, well, the range on the Nifty 25,400 to 25,500 on the lower side, 25,700 to 25,800 on the side, higher side. Bias is more skewed towards the upside after this brief period of consolidation that I mentioned, and likely possibility of 25,700 and 25,800 on cards by the time we end this week is the likely possibility. So, if you are an investor, use all dips to get into the markets from a long term point of view. If you're a trader, try to maximize your profits using your wisdom and appropriate stop losses in the system. And in case if the market is favoring your profits on the higher side, then you can mark up your stop losses on the higher side and maximize your profits accordingly. So every time we give you investment ideas, but before we give those investment ideas, I think it is prudent to give a disclosure. All the recommendations are a part of our research team's views. Our company Geojit or I do not have any personal investments, nor there is any financial interest in the stocks that are recommended. Neither there is any conflict, any kind of conflict of interest, but we give similar advice to our clients. They might be having their long-term investment position in the stocks that would have been recommended. So the first investment idea, I said BFSI segment is likely to do well. One company which is based out of South, Cholamandalam Investments, diversified loan book profile and very comfortable in terms of numbers. Asset quality is also in line with what the standard for the sector is, and credit demand is likely to push up the loan book growth, and thereby you will see improvement in net interest income and margins. So first investment idea from a long-term point of view is Cholamandalam Investments. The second one is a long time back we would have recommended this. It's a stock that is belongs to the healthcare sector, hospitals, and And the name of the stock is Fortis Healthcare. Focus will again come back. Of course, the near-term problem in terms of tariff and related final decision in terms of what President Trump is going to decide is something that will keep the markets and certain sectors on the edge. But once we have the clarity, I think it will do well. But more importantly, domestically, we feel that the healthcare related sector is likely to perform well, especially hospitals. So the second investment idea from a long-term point of view is Fortis Healthcare. Mind you, friends, these are all long-term investment ideas. These are not for short-term, medium-term BTST. Long-term by definition is 12 months, 18 months, 24 months. Longer the better in terms of getting better returns out of your investment into this kind of stocks, if and when you finally decide to invest in them. Start at current levels, use dips to add to the stock, and gradually adding from a long-term point of view. Thank you very much for your patience, Eric. I'll see you again next week. Till then, please do take care of yourself. Bye bye.